All right, so we should be live right now, but before we kind of get this interview started, is there anything that you want to plug or anybody you want to shout out?
Nope, I'm good.
All right, sounds good. Sounds good. Well, anyways, I did tell you what our first question was going to be. So for those of you guys who don't follow her on Instagram, her Instagram is in the bottom line right there. But your caption for the LSU visit, it was I think it was like official visit or something like that. But you spelled official with the EAUX, kind of like how I said like go
Yep.
Tigers and everything. So what that caption like that's a genius caption. So what was your inspiration for that?
Like when Joe Burrow switched his jersey to like EAUX for like his senior night.
Oh
That's
yeah.
like that's what I like what made it pop into my mind.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if you're from like Louisiana or anything. I'm personally not. Like, what's the like? Why is it called? Why does EAUX have like a go sound or an O sound? I never understood that.
I have no idea. I'm from Ohio, so I like literally I've been to Louisiana like once. So I have no idea what it's from, but
Yeah,
it's pretty smart.
yeah. I guess it's something like I literally have no idea, but obviously I'm sure if you end up committing there, I guess we'll have to learn. But going into that, you obviously will be committing tomorrow.
Hmm.
So maybe kind of like a breakdown for each school that's in your final three. So first off, Gonzaga. Why'd you kind of pick them, and what do you like about that school?
I'm really close with the coaches, so like really good relationships. I really like the team when I visited them, so that was like the main two reasons was just relationships mostly.
Yeah, and I guess what's cool about Gonzaga too is like they have no football. I don't even know what other sports they
Hmm.
have, but it's a basketball school. So even though there was no basketball going on, like were you able to almost feel that like environment when you were there and touring the school?
Yeah, so well, I went in June, so there were no students. But basically like there's no football, so like obviously like basketball is going to be a big deal. But like yeah, I don't know. I wasn't able to tell how it would be without a football team there because I went during summer.
Yeah, Gonzaga. That's in Washington, right? I don't want to be stupid, but
Yeah,
that's in
yeah,
yeah.
Spokane, Washington.
Yeah. What is that like? Because obviously, like I've never gone to Washington. I don't plan on going to Washington. What was it like going there?
It's cool. It's definitely different. Um, but I mean, it's like beautiful. Like it's super like mountains, like all that type of stuff. So it's really naturey.
Yeah, and then I guess you could say Oregon too. That's kind of like a Washington. Or honestly, I don't really know. I haven't been there either, but I'm assuming Oregon's kind of like Washington in the same. I
Yeah,
think.
it is. Yeah, because it's
So
right under Washington, so a
yeah,
lot of the
yeah.
same stuff.
So what was it like going over there and visiting that school?
It was really cool. I'd never been to the West Coast, so it's like it was kind of surprising. I mean, I knew like what it was like, but it's just a lot different from the Midwest. But yeah, I had a good time.
Yeah, and I guess I know you released your top three. I guess kind of recently, September 10th. Yeah, it's not even a
Hmm.
month ago. But then you did take a visit to Gonzaga and Oregon. I guess before you released the list. So before we maybe talk about the LSU visit, which was your most recent, like how'd you figure out which schools you wanted to visit and which schools you just didn't want to go to?
Um, I based it off of relationships with the coaches and like basically who was showing like the most interest in me, who I thought I had the most like the best relationship with, who came to watch me play, like all that type of stuff. I looked at all that, like basically who I was talking to the most, and just like took my feelings and basically like figured out who I'd want to explore, I guess, and maybe
Yeah.
go to.
So then, why would you choose to I guess make like your top three list? I guess almost I guess less than a month away from your commitment. Why don't you choose to just do it earlier?
The LSU visit?
Or no, your list like of your top three schools.
Oh, I don't know. I've kind of like taken my time with like the whole recruiting process. Like I started when I was in seventh grade and just like went really slow with it and like made sure I felt good about all like everything until I made any big decisions. So that's probably why I just took my time.
Yeah, and you mentioned I guess like taking it slow, but first you said you started off in seventh grade. So was that like when you received your first offer, or like, I guess take us
First,
through that?
like I'd say first letter, like first college letter for basketball. And then like summer going into freshman year, I started like actually talking on the phone to coaches.
Okay, so I mean, people do say, of course, you got to take your time and take it slow, but I know
Hmm.
a big stressor with I guess recruiting and all that stuff is if you take it too slow, I mean, eventually like all those roster spots are going to be filled up, especially if your recruitment isn't the biggest thing. So was that at all
Yeah.
like concern with you where you got to take your time, but also like if you don't commit sooner than later, like you might not have any scholarships left. So is that something you were maybe considering?
Not really. All the coaches, like all the people in my final picks, like were super like we're not going to pressure you into any decisions. You don't have to choose anytime soon. So every college I talked to was great with that. So I didn't have any problems.
Yeah, sounds good. And then finally the LSU visit with the definitely really solid Instagram caption. How was that visit?
It was great. Yeah, I mean I loved Kim Mulkey. Like she was at Baylor and Baylor was in my top 10 and then I followed her when she went to LSU. Just I'm really big on relationships with coaches if you can't tell, but yeah, I mean I had a great visit.
Yeah, and I'm just looking at your top 10. I mean, some of the schools, in my opinion, like UNC was actually my dream school for a little bit. I just think the gear,
Really?
yeah, I just love the gear and everything, especially because if I go, I'd be like a team manager probably. Well, I don't know for
Hmm.
or I don't think I would be for like the boys team, I guess first year because that's like
Yeah.
very popular. But the gear I'd be getting, I know if I go that'd be insane. But just like
Yeah.
but looking back on your recruitment, I mean, all the schools that were interested in you, all the schools in your top 10, like you got Baylor, which is obviously a very big name in women's basketball as well as men's basketball. Just what's it like knowing, I mean, everything that you've achieved over these years.
What's what? You cut off for a minute.
What's it like knowing, guess about everything you've achieved over the years? Like the stuff you've done is definitely pretty crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I like never thought like when I was in like seventh grade, I never would have thought I'd like be here. But I mean, just keep going up. Like, I received my first offer going into eighth grade or going into ninth grade, and I was like so surprised, and then just kept coming. So you just got to keep working out, keep getting better at your game, and things will come.
Yeah. And going into that a top three now, I mean, I guess we did kind of break it down. Yeah, we definitely did, but just how excited are you, knowing you're going to be getting it off your chest tomorrow?
I'm really excited. I'm really relieved. I mean, I loved the process, but it does get stressful at times, and it's like something that's on your mind like all the time. So I'm excited to get it out there and then just relax for my senior year.
And I think you said you pushed it, I guess, a day earlier, like you were going to Quinn on Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah. So why'd you choose to push it back? Was there any sort of reason?
No, just because, you
Yeah.
know,
What about like the I guess what time are you doing it? It's at 6 p.m. I think.
6 p.m. Yeah,
Yeah.
tomorrow.
Is there any like significance to that time or anything, or just felt
It's
good?
just when I get out of school. So, right after I get out of school.
Yeah. I understand. Do you have like any plan? Like, are you supposed to? Because I know my guy Greg Glenn, he committed to I think Michigan. Yeah, yesterday at three
Mhm.
fifteen. I think and he was like in his classroom, like probably like the 10 minutes before the bell rings. You just kind of sit in your
Yeah.
class. Like, that's when he committed, and I don't know. I feel like if I'm gonna commit, I'm not really gonna. I wouldn't want to do it in my classroom, like just kind of casual. I'd want to like be in a nice room, kind of reflect on the moment. So where do you plan on being and doing it?
Um, I don't know. I'm not doing like a live or like anything like that. I'm just putting out a post. So I'll probably be in the cafeteria or something because I usually get dinner right after school. But just put it out there.
Yeah, so it's like a dinner party kind of thing.
I guess a celebratory dinner.
Yeah. I mean, so what's like the go to? I guess tomorrow. What's like gonna be the celebration meal then for dinner?
Ooh, you never know. It's something different every day. But whatever they're offering.
Yeah. So they like change up the meals every day over there?
Yeah, some days it's like chicken. They always have pasta. Yeah, it just depends on the day.
Okay. And is this your first year at IMG?
Yep, yep, my first year.
Yeah. So for your senior year, like why'd you choose to I guess transfer over to IMG this season?
One of the biggest reasons was like seeing if I'd be able to go far from home for college, like if I'd get homesick or anything like that. So that was a big part of deciding where I want to go to college and if I could go far. So that's one of the main reasons. And then just like pushing myself because like you can get like training here that you can't get anywhere else. So that's a big reason.
Yeah. Were you at all nervous, like, to leave home, since you said almost this was a test to see if you could survive going away from home for college? So were you nervous about how you're going to handle it over at IMG?
Yeah, I was really nervous. I'm like a big homebody too. Like I'm really close to my family. So I was really nervous, but I haven't had any problems.
Yeah. So what have been your favorite part, I guess, about being away from home and being at IMG?
Probably my freedom. But I don't know. It's just like different. Like it's different being on your own, but I like it a lot.
Yeah, and I guess something that's cool too. I mean, you can say it's kind of similar in college. Depends who you hang out with. But what's cool about IMG is basically everyone there is an athlete. So what's like
Right.
just walking around and knowing. I mean, even though some people are different sports and different levels of how good they are at their respective sport, like what's it like just knowing walking around campus that everybody could kind of relate one way or another, that they're all putting in work in their respective sport.
It's like it's kind of like motivating. Like it's like I don't really have a right to like complain about like how sore I am, how tired I am because everyone's going through the same thing. Like everyone's working out multiple hours a day, going back late at night. Like you have no reason like to be like, "Oh, I don't want to go to this workout because I'm tired." Like everybody's tired. So it's like motivating but yeah, keeps you on your toes, makes you, want to get better.
For sure. And about the girls' basketball team specifically, I mean, last year for Geico Nationals, I know Westlake won. I was there for all that, and then they beat things like Paul VI. I mean, their boys' team's usually good, but I
Yeah.
feel like in terms of the good boys' teams like IMG, Montverde, Sunrise Christian, like you don't really hear a lot about the school's girls' teams. Even though I
Mhm.
think actually Montverde did do really well last year and then folded, I think is what they told me. But I guess how are you guys trying to show people like IMG? They're not just known for their football team and the boys basketball team, like their girls team's actually good as well.
Yeah, I mean that's our plan is to win Geico this year. We got a bunch of new players and we play really well together. We have great chemistry, so we're gonna go out this season and show them that our girls team is good too, not just our boys team, not just our boys football team.
Mhm.
So yeah, our biggest goal is getting to Geico and winning.
And I just want to make sure, were you at the same high school for your past 3 years from your freshman junior season?
Yeah, I was at Notre Dame Academy.
Okay. Wait, I think no, that I was thinking of the one in California. I don't think I've heard of the one.
No,
Uh,
it's in Ohio. Yeah.
yeah. That's why I was like, yeah, I don't think I've heard of that school before. I honestly might have. I'll have to check. I'll check our mutuals after the interview. But staying, I guess, playing there for your first 3 years of high school, obviously, like you're kind of getting used to a system. But then your senior year, you
Mhm.
change it up and you go to IMG where they're not going to be playing the same way you played for your first 3 years of high school. So how'd you adjust to learning a whole new system in your final year?
Um, I'm still learning it, I guess. But I mean, it's not that hard when you have great coaches like I do and great teammates who are there to explain it to you and take you through it step by step. So it definitely will be difficult just, coming to a new school after learning, like specific offenses, specific ways you play defense for 3 years and then coming and forgetting all that and changing it to what this coach wants. But it's not tough when you are like supported by a bunch of great people who will help you get through it and teach you whatever you need.
Yeah, and I guess the good thing is too, like when you go to college, again, you're going to kind of have to. Well, I mean, obviously
Right.
not everything you learned at IMG, but like it's not going to be the same. I guess same systems that IMG was.
Yeah, you're basically going to be starting over again. So might as well get used to it.
Yeah, I always wondered like I mean I wanted to be a basketball coach. I keep changing what I want to do every year. Like last year I wanted to be a coach, but then I
Yeah.
realized like it's too much to know. Like I really my memory I think is kind of decent, but to know like all those plays and then you gotta deal with all the off court
Yeah.
stuff too. Like I can't handle it. Like how do you guys go to school and deal with your recruitment and then also know all these plays and all these different, I guess, almost instincts you have to have in the core. Like, how do you manage all that in your brain?
I mean, after doing it for a while, I mean, it gets easier, that's for sure. But we're given like playbooks that we have to go over, like late at night once we're out of class, once we're done with our homework. You have film to watch, all that type of stuff. But I mean, it really does get easier the more you do it, the more you're able to adjust to it.
Yeah, I guess it's like I just think it's because you say they give you playbooks so you can watch film, but the thing is like you also got to then study for your classes and like
Yeah.
maybe watch a crash course YouTube video instead of like watching film. So that's kind of where like, I find it tough. Where it's like, am I supposed to be studying, like for
Mm-hmm.
school, or do I have to study these plays? And that's just where I don't know. I think it's kind of impossible.
Yeah, I mean, but that's like where time management comes in. Just got to learn how to do it. But it does take a while to adjust to. But once you got it down, you're good.
Yeah, I guess the one thing for me, like I don't know how you work, but like I just can't. I could try to stay up late and like do homework and grind it out. Like if I'm gone all day, but I just like I just can't do it. I know it's not going to be beneficial. Like I'll just go to sleep and make it tomorrow's problem. Like, I think that's my one. I mean, I don't like my mom's obviously happy that I'm going to sleep instead of staying up late doing homework. Like I don't know. I think that's like the one key. If I could be staying up late, like doing work and being able to wake up in the morning, I mean, then I'd be set on a lot of things.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely have those days too. I'm like, I just don't want to do anything. I'm gonna just leave it till tomorrow. But
Yeah,
sometimes you just gotta push through it.
yeah. Well, it's not even like I don't want to do anything. It's just that like once it hits like 9, 10 o'clock, like I can't. It's not that I don't want to do it. I can't do it, and I know that if I am
Yeah,
doing it, because I try doing my work like not with my phone with me, but if it's like that late at night, like I'm just trying to just go on my phone and then go to bed. So then
I
it's like
feel
it
you.
could.
I feel you.
Yeah, that's why it definitely gets really annoying for sure. But back to the basketball court stuff now. I still wish it was summer, but sadly it's not. We're in October, so I guess we're making progress. But how was your summer this year in terms of basketball and everything?
It was really good. My AU team did really well. I think we finished. We lost only 2 games the whole year. So we played really well, but a lot of traveling, a lot of games. It was really fun though.
Yeah, was your team were they on any of the circuits or were they just an independent team?
No, we're independent.
Yeah, and I've kind of heard like, I mean I don't know too much because about behind the scenes of like high school women's basketball, but I've heard some things where there are a lot of independent, I guess, teams or clubs you could call
Mm-hmm.
them, kind of like on the rise for women's basketball. Do you think we're gonna still keep seeing that trend for AAU where teams aren't going to really be playing EYBL or UAA, but instead those kind of play on the independent team instead?
Yeah, I mean, I think so eventually. I think everyone right now is on the wave of EYBL and UAA, all that type of stuff. But I love being an independent team. I mean, I liked walking into those tournaments knowing like we're not on a circuit, but we're just as good, like all that type of stuff. So you don't get nearly the hype, but like you get to prove people wrong, and show them that like a circuit doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, and I was gonna ask about that because for you, I mean for the coaches, of course, like they probably want to win and win on the highest level possible. But one of the big reasons for playing AAU basketball is because of exposure. And I feel like it's almost in a way like a risk playing on an independent team when if you're at UAA, you're at EYBL, like you already know all the coaches. It's all one location. It's easy. It's convenient for
Mm-hmm.
them. So I guess how do you know like you're gonna be okay in terms of your recruitment and exposure playing on an independent team?
Well, the AAU team I played for like had a history of being like super good, and like coaches were always at our game, so I didn't worry about that at all. So I can't really like speak on like being worried about colleges getting to see us, but we played a lot of EYBL teams, so there were always coaches there.
And according to my research, it looks like that ESPN at least has you as a 5 star. I think it looks like it almost looks like 6, but I think that's 5. Just what's like knowing like you're one of the top players in your class.
Well, I'm sorry, what'd you say?
What's it like knowing that you're one of the top players in
Oh,
your class?
um, I mean, like I'm grateful for it, but honestly, I don't really look at it because I think rankings mean something, but I don't think it means everything. Because there are people who might be ranked way lower than you, but are better than you or think they're better than you. So I just kind of try not to focus on that too much.
Yeah. What about in terms of like I guess these because I just like search up your name on Google and there's like I think even Yahoo Sports has like an article on you, which is kind of a big deal just because like I mean obviously Yahoo Sports not like the biggest or I guess in my opinion the best company out there, but like it's Yahoo, which that's I feel like they're not covering deep basketball news, so I think it's like a big deal in itself. But I see there was like 24/7 sports articles and ESPN like all this stuff. Do you read the articles that people write about you, or do you not even know what some of them are out there?
I don't know. Some of them are out there. I read some of them. I read like the ones that are from my like local, like my hometown newspaper. I read those. But yeah, I haven't heard of the Yahoo Sports one. I have
Yeah.
to look at that.
Yeah, I think it says Notre Dame's Grace Vanslooten primed for busy summer. That's what it says. But it was written in April 16th.
Oh, okay. So
Obviously they
kind of
were.
recent.
Yeah. And it was in 2021 too. But might have to give it a wait. I think they interviewed you for this one. There's quotes in it.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'll probably
you
okay. I'll probably remember if I saw it.
Yeah. Do you get like interviewed for this stuff a lot?
Too much. I mean, like yeah, but like not all the time. It's not like twice every week.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, sorry. Sorry. That's definitely pretty funny to me. But kind of continuing on, we're definitely nearing the end of the interview. But something that's going on currently is the WNBA playoffs. I mean, I love March Madness. College basketball playoffs, women's and men's. That's my favorite time of year. But it's always good, like when the WNBA playoffs are on, because it's like there's no other basketball on, and you're craving basketball. And then you see this,
Right.
and things are close, and I just love the style of play that they have. Like I love watching good like fundamental basketball, like good passes, like all that stuff, the basics. I enjoy watching that stuff. So have you kind of been tuning into the playoffs at all?
Yeah, definitely a little bit. I'm not big on like one team. I have a bunch of favorite players, so like I'm a big fan of Elena Delle Donne, Brianna Stewart, Kaylou Sanderson. I like to like watch them because I think that's how I'd like to play. So yeah, but definitely, yeah, I love watching the playoffs whenever they're on.
Yeah. Do you think there's a chance, like, let's say that basketball, at least playing professionally, or even if you do play professionally and then like you still want to make some money when you're done retiring, is that you being like a WNBA commentator kind of thing? Is something that you maybe could see in the future as a possible career?
Yeah, I mean, I think that'd be cool. I'm looking at going into sports marketing, so I mean, maybe I'll end up doing some marketing for WNBA or NBA. That's the dream job, but just gotta
Yeah.
see.
Yeah, I'm looking into the same thing actually.
Oh, really?
Either marketing. Well, I guess marketing would be business. So I guess marketing and business, or sports management. But I think I kind of like the
That's
marketing because
me too. Yeah, I'm both of
yeah,
those. I'm trying to decide which one. I can't decide though.
yeah. I think marketing's a move because also like I mean sports management. Like you could probably learn like stuff that could apply to other businesses, but marketing at the end of the day, I feel like is more of a diverse kind of choice. Like if sports doesn't work out, like you could learn to market like a restaurant or something like that.
Right.
So, yeah,
Yeah.
but definitely. And do you watch The Office or not?
Oh my gosh,
Yeah,
that is my favorite show of all time.
yeah. I
I'm
love.
not
I
even
actually have
joking.
I have a calendar. I don't know if you could. I'm not going to try to show, but my room all basketball. I'm sure you could see, and then I just have like an office calendar. Right.
I can like literally recite like every line. Like I've watched it so
Yeah.
many times.
Yeah. I think Jim was a marketing person. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When he went to Philly. Yeah.
Yeah. I always got so like. I mean, I never like cried watching the show, but I didn't know what side to pick for that whole argument because I felt like
I know.
I see myself doing what Jim
I
does.
know.
But then, man,
I felt bad though. I really did.
Yeah, but this, I mean, no, I mean the show's like been out for a while, so I guess you kind of spoil it, but definitely great show, great ending.
Yeah. Spoilers.
Yeah. I loved watching the show, but yeah, I think marketing would definitely be the move. I'm trying to think. I'm like applying to colleges right now, and I kind of forgot what I'm like not or what I'm deciding. And maybe possibly psychology, but I don't think so. I've been putting down marketing, so I guess because like I would do like sports psychology. Like, that could kind of be like a wave, but we'll see about that. And I guess finally like that's kind of all I really got to talk about in the interview. Definitely saw it was probably my best interview I've done since being back from camp. I think I was like gone the whole summer. Then I did like a few interviews. Yeah. I just took a break the whole summer. It was a lot of fun. I have to admit, but just kind of one final question to wrap it up in a good note. Let me see. I'm trying to pick. I got like a rotation of like my good final questions.
Okay.
What do you want your legacy to be like once you step away from the game of basketball?
My legacy. I mean, obviously, I want to be known as one of the best players. To go through whichever college program, and then hopefully overseas in WNBA. I mean, I think that's everybody's. But I'd also like to, somehow start bringing more attention to the girls' game, more appreciation, all that type of stuff. I think we're starting to get more. But I think Kobe Bryant had a big impact on that, and so now we need people to continue on his legacy, with bringing attention to the girls' game.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we're obviously like we're not going to really get too into this, but I do think though girls basketball is for sure on the rise, especially with the whole the whole NIL thing. And I think there's even like a
For
statistic.
sure.
Like I think girls basketball players, at least like the college level, I think some of them have like more followers than the boys basketball players. I think so. Yeah, it's definitely with social media and the NIL. Like it's definitely gonna be on the rise for sure. But yeah. So before we get in the interview, make sure you guys give us a follow on Instagram. Hers is at Grace Vanslooten. Just her name. No underscores, periods, nothing. Just her name.
Yep.
And I'm iHoopsFL, and make sure you guys look for her commitment tomorrow. She'll be deciding between Gonzaga, Oregon, and LSU. But for 2022, IMG small forward Grace Vanslooten. I'm Isaac Fleischer, and this has been another iHoopsFL interview. Peace out, guys.